Welcome all. In this video, we are going to study some basic concepts of trigonometric functions. So let us start. Our learning objectives will be trigonometric ratios, values of trigonometric ratios of complementary angles, trigonometric identities, and signs of trigonometric functions. So first we start with trigonometric ratios. Now we have studied it in 10th class about sine, cos, tan and all these trigonometric ratios. Let us revise it. Consider a right angle triangle ABC. एक right angle triangle ABC हम consider करेंगे and consider the angle A in triangle ABC. So the side opposite to angle A is considered as perpendicular and the side adjacent to angle A is considered as base and the longest side is hypotenuse. So sin A is defined as ratio of perpendicular to hypotenuse, that is P upon H. Cos A is defined as base upon hypotenuse, ratio of base and hypotenuse. Tan A is defined as perpendicular upon base, that is if we take the ratio of sine and cos, we will get tan. So there is another way to learn this, like PBP. So you can just remind it like this: Pandit Badri Prasad, and HHB is Har Har Bole, and sine cos tan can be remembered as Sona Chandi Tole. So this is just a way to remember it. Now cosec A or cosecant A, that is equal to reciprocal of sine A. So reciprocal is H upon P. Then secant A or sec A, that is reciprocal of cos A. So it will be hypotenuse upon base, that is H upon B. And last is cot A, cotangent A. This is reciprocal of tangent A or tan A, and that will be base upon perpendicular, that is B upon P. So this is these are trigonometric ratios. Now next is values of trigonometric ratios. Now here is a table, and here the values of these trigonometric ratios are given on various angles like 0, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. So and all the trigonometric ratios are given. So there is a way to remember this table also. आप इस table को कैसे याद करोगे? You just have to remember the values for sine and cos up to angle pi by 2. आपको pi by 2 तक sine और cos की values पता होनी चाहिए. Rest of the values you can find out from these ratios only. बाकी की values आप इन ratios से ही निकाल सकते हैं. तो देखो जैसे sin 0 is 0, sin pi by 6 or you can say 30 degrees 1 by 2, sin pi by 4 that is 45 degrees 1 by root 2, sin pi by 3 that is 60 degree is root 3 by 2, and sin pi by 2 is 1. And cos 0 you can remember it, this is just opposite to sine. जो साइन की पाई बाय 2 की वैल्यू है वहां से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे. तो साइन पाई बाय 2 था 1, तो cos 0 होगा 1. देन रूट 3 बाय 2 दैट इज cos पाई बाय 6 इज रूट 3 बाय 2. देन 1 बाय रूट 2, ये दोनों के लिए सेम है साइन और cos के लिए. देन साइन पाई बाय 6 वाज 1 बाय 2, तो cos पाई बाय 3 हो जाएगा 1 बाय 2. एंड अगेन साइन 0 इज 0, तो cos पाई बाय 2 0. सो cos values of cos are just opposite to that of sine in opposite order for the angles up to pi by 2. Now देखिए tan की value अब हम कैसे find out करेंगे. We know tan is equal to ratio of sine and cos, that is sine upon cos. तो जो sine की value है और cos की value है, हम sine upon cos करेंगे और हमारा ratio tan आ जाएगा. For example 0 के लिए देखो तो sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1, तो 0 upon 1 is 0. You have to divide the value of sine by value of cos, that is 1. So 0 upon 1 is 0, so tan 0 equal to 0. Now again see the angle pi by 6, that is 30 degree. Sine 30 degree is 1 by 2. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. So if we divide the value of sine by cos, what we get is 1 by root 3. So tan 30 degree or tan pi by 6 is equal to 1 by under root 3. Similarly, sine pi by 4, that is 45 degree, is 1 by root 2, and cos pi by 4 is also 1 by root 2. If we divide these two, that is sine by cos, that we will get 1. So tan pi by 4, or we can say tan 45 degree, is 1. Now consider pi by 3, that is 60 degree. Sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. Cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. If we divide sine by cos, what we get is root 3. So tan pi by 3 or tan 60 degree is equal to root 3. Now come to pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. Cos pi by 2 is 0. Sine 90 degree is 1. Cos 90 degree is 0. So tan pi by 2, or we can say tan 90 degree, that will be 1 upon 0. But 1 upon 0 is infinite. So we can say tan of pi by 2 is not defined. So in this way we can find the values for tan. Now come on cosec. So we know cosec is inverse of sine. So we simply take the reciprocal of values of sine at each angle and we can get the value of cosec. Cosec के लिए हमें जो sine की values हैं हर एक angle पे उनका reciprocal लेना है, उनको reverse कर देना है. तो sine 0 is 0. So if we take the reciprocal of 0, it becomes infinite. So we can say cosec 0 is not defined. Then cosec pi by 6 will be inverse of 1 by 2, that is 2. Then cosec pi by 4 inverse of 1 by root 2, that is root 2. And sine pi by 3 is inverse of, cosec pi by 3 is inverse of sine pi by 3, that will be 2 by root 3. And last cosec pi by 2 will be inverse of sine pi by 2, that is 1. So again secant के लिए, secant we know that it is reciprocal of cos. So we will inverse the values of cos to find the value of secant. So sec के लिए देखिए, sec 0 is inverse of 1, that is 1. Then sec pi by 6 will be inverse of root 3 by 2, that will be 2 by root 3. Then sec pi by 4 will be inverse of 1 by root 2, that is root 2. Then sec pi by 3 is inverse of 1 by 2 and we will get it be 2. Then again we know cos pi by 2 is 0. So secant pi by 2 will be inverse of 0, that will be infinite, so not defined. And for cot we will take the reciprocal of tan. Tan की जितनी भी values हैं हम उनका inverse कर देंगे, so we will get the values for cot. So cot 0 will be inverse of 0, so it will not be defined. Then cot pi by 6 will be inverse of 1 by root 3. We will get root 3. Then cot pi by 4 will be inverse of 1. That is 1. Cot pi by 3 will be inverse of root 3. That is 1 by root 3. And cot pi by 2. Now tan pi by 2 was 1 by 0. Not defined. So cot will be 0 by 1. That is cos by sine. So we will get the value as 0. Now pi by 2 tak we have done. Now from here onward, for the angles pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi, how to get the values? Just see. For pi, we have to take the negative of values of 0. जो 0 की values थी सभी ratios की, अगर हम उनका negative लें तो we will get the value for pi. That is sin pi will be negative of 0. So 0. Cos pi will be negative of 1. That is minus 1. Then tan of pi will be negative of 0. Again 0. Cosec pi will be not defined. So cosec 0 is not defined. So cosec pi will also be not defined. Secant 0 is 1. So secant pi will be its negative. That is minus 1. Then cot pi is not defined. Cot 0 is not defined. So cot pi will also be not defined. Then comes 3 pi by 2. So to find the values for 3 pi by 2, we will take the negative of values of pi by 2. जो values pi by 2 पे हैं, we will take the negative of them. For example, sin pi by 2 is 1. So sin 3 pi by 2 will be its negative, that is minus 1. Then cos pi by 2 is 0. So cos 3 pi by 2 will be its negative. That will again be 0. Tan pi by 2 not defined. So tan 3 pi by 2 will also be not defined. Cosec pi by 2 is 1. So cosec 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. Then secant pi by 2 is not defined. So secant 3 pi by 2 will also be not defined. Then last is cot. Cot pi by 2 is 0. So cot 3 pi by 2 will again be 0. Now consider 2 pi. In order to find the values of trigonometric ratios on 2 pi, we have to see the value of these ratios on 0. Sine 0 will be same as sine 2 pi. All the values of these trigonometric ratios on 0 will be same as on 2 pi, because these trigonometric ratios they are periodic functions and their period is 2 pi. After 2 pi they repeat their values. ये जितने भी ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक रेशियोज हैं 2 पाई के बाद इनकी वैल्यू जो है वो रिपीट होती है. दे आर पीरियोडिक फंक्शंस. तो जो 0 पर इनकी वैल्यू है वो सेम 2 पाई पे भी होगी. सो साइन 0 is 0, so sin 2 pi will also be 0. Cos 2 pi is equal to 1, same as cos 0. Tan 2 pi will be equal to tan 0, that is 0. Cosec 2 pi will be cosec 0, that is not defined. Secant 2 pi will again be secant 0, that is 1. And cot 2 pi will again be cot 0, that is not defined. So this was all about values of trigonometric ratios on different angles. You have to remember this table for these trigonometric functions. Then consider this equation. Sin x equal to 0 implies x equal to n pi, where n is an integer. So this result says that if sin x is 0, then x will be equal to n pi. We can see from the table that sin 0 is 0, sin 2 pi is 0, sin pi is 0. And if we put other values also like 3 pi, 4 pi and negative also minus pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, on all those values sin x will be 0. So in general we can say if sin x is 0, then this implies x will be equal to n pi, where n is an integer. Second result says if cos x is 0, then that implies x equal to bracket 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Here also we can see cos pi by 2 is 0, cos 3 pi by 2 is 0, then cos 5 pi by 2 will also be 0, and same goes for negative angles also, cos minus pi by 2, cos minus 3 pi by 2 and so on. So in general we can say that if cos x is 0, then x is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n is an integer. So consider the next thing, trigonometric ratios of complementary angles. Now here we will see that what is the value of trigonometric ratios on complementary angles. We can see from here sine is complementary to cos, cos is complementary to sine, tan is complementary to cot and cot is complementary to tan. Sec is complementary to cosec and cosec is complementary to sec. That means sine 90 degree minus a will be equal to cos a, cos 90 degree minus a will be equal to sine a, tan 90 degree minus a equal to cot a, cot 90 degree minus a equal to tan a, sec 90 degree minus a will be cosec a, and cosec 90 degree minus a is equal to sec a. So next is trigonometric identities. Now these also we have done in class 10th. First equation says cos square x plus sin square x equal to 1. If we remember this first equation, the other ones can be derived from the first one. If we divide the first by cos square x, what we get is cos square x by cos square x, that is 1, plus sin square x by cos square x will be tan square x equal to 1 upon cos square x will be secant square x or sec square x. So second identity is 1 plus tan square x equal to secant square x. Now for third, we divide the first by sin square x. So cos square x by sin square x will be cot square x plus sin square x upon sin square x will be 1 equal to 1 by sin square x will be cos x square x. So third identity says cot square x plus 1 equal to cos x square x. So these are our trigonometric identities. Next is signs of trigonometric functions. Now here we will see these functions sin x, cos x, tan x, cosec x, secant x and cot x. We will see what sign these functions have in 4 quadrants, that is first, second, third and fourth. हम इसमें ये पता करेंगे कि इन functions का इन चारों quadrants में क्या sign है. For this we consider a unit circle. Unit circle means its radius is 1 unit. Here OB is the radius of this circle and it is taken to be 1. And consider an arc X. It will subtend an angle X at the center because जो हमारी radius है वो equal to 1 है. So now consider a triangle, right angle triangle OAB. Now this point AB, A comma B, it is at a distance OB from the origin. ये जो point AB है जिसको हम B से denote कर रहे हैं वो origin से कितने distance पे है 1 और OAB is a right angle triangle. Now in this right angle triangle our angle is X, so hypotenuse is OB, AB is perpendicular and OA is base. Now if we find out cos x, that will be base upon hypotenuse, that is equal to OA upon OB. Now OA की वैल्यू है A और OB की वैल्यू कितनी है 1, तो cos x की वैल्यू कितनी आ जाएगी A. और same way sin x will be AB upon OB, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, तो उसकी वैल्यू कितनी आ जाएगी B upon 1, that is B. So in order to check the sign of sin x, we will see the sign of B, and for cos x we will see the sign of A in each quadrant. In every quadrant we will see the sign of A, that will be the sign of cos x, और जो B का sign होगा वो sign होगा sin x का. तो अब फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में हमारे दोनों कोऑर्डिनेट्स पॉजिटिव हैं, तो sin x का साइन भी पॉजिटिव होगा और cos x का भी पॉजिटिव होगा. Now consider second quadrant. Now in second quadrant, our first coordinate, that is A, it is negative and B is positive. So cos x will be negative and B is positive. Now move on to third quadrant. Third quadrant में both AB are negative. दोनों coordinates negative हैं, तो sin x भी negative हुआ और cos x भी negative हुआ. In fourth quadrant, we can see our first quadrant is positive, that is A is positive and B is negative. So in that case, sin x is negative और cos x क्या होगा fourth quadrant में positive. So these are the sign for sin and cos. If you know the sign for sin and cos, you can find out the signs for other ratios because they are related to sin and cos. For example, in order to find the sign for tan x, divide sin by cos. Now positive by positive will be positive. Then for second quadrant, positive by negative will be negative. Then third quadrant, negative by negative, it cancels out, so the result will be positive. And for fourth quadrant, minus by plus, it will again be minus. So tan x is minus negative in fourth quadrant. Similarly for cosec x, we will see the signs of sin x because cos x is inverse of sin x. So cos x के sign और sin x के same होने चाहिए. So sin x positive है first में, तो cosec भी positive होगा. In the same way, cosec will be positive in second quadrant and negative in other third and fourth quadrant. For secant x, we will see the signs of cos x because secant x is inverse of cos x. तो जो cos x के साइंस हैं वही secant x के होंगे, that is plus positive in first quadrant, negative in second and third, and positive in fourth. For cot x, we will see the sign of tan x because cot x is inverse of tan x, and the sign for cot x will be same as for tan x. तो cot x के साइन क्या होंगे? Positive in first quadrant, negative in second, then positive in third, and negative in fourth. So these are the signs of trigonometric functions. So this is all about some basic concepts of trigonometric functions. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.